call us, double honors to the apostles and others of great millstone. All right, let's start off with a word in Isaiah 4 and 1. The word there is take. So read the scripture. No, the word it's I think it's something like strength. Yeah, because I did.
Yeah, I did.
There's a variation of that. Read the scripture and look the word up, right? Because the video is going to air later, but I didn't go into that word. Okay. I went into other words, but not that word. In previous lessons, I did go into that word and check the stream, make sure it's good audio and all that. Yeah. All right. So it's going to be desperate out here. You're going to have men, women running for help. Some dummies going to probably run to the state for help, but if you're wise and if you are the elect, you're going to run to the prophets for help. Right? That tells you when Ezekiel 33, all the way down at the bottom, it's like somebody get that, then it should be known that a prophet had been among you. All right, so read Isaiah first, 4:1.
Isaiah 4:1, it says, "And in that day 7 women shall take hold of one man, saying, we will eat our own bread and wear our own apparel. Only let us be called by thy name to take away our reproof."
Or shame, to take away our shame. All right. So when the time of Jacob's trouble happens, it's going to be famines. Cities going to be cut off. Parts of the city are going to be partitioned off to different areas to part of control the population. All right, you're going to have the leaders that's going to stand up that are so-called black Latinos. They're going to try to control the population. You're going to have Edomites trying to control the people. That's what they did. What the fuck is that for? They had the Sanhedrin, which just means council. The Romans set them up to control the different groups of Israelites. So they're going to have the same thing during the time of Jacob's trouble. You're going to have different leaders that are going to be set up to control the different groups of Israelites and different Edomites. Right? So take. Yeah. So this is how desperate men and women, women and men are going to be for help. All right? The ones that don't want to take the implant. All right? This is how desperate they're going to be. We're focusing on primarily women.
Yeah. So that Hebrew word is chazak.
Chazak, yeah.
Which goes into the strengthen or harden or prevail, be strong, firm, grow firm, be resolute, and be sore. Also grow rigid, to be severe, to be grievous. Yeah. Also, says, let's see, to keep or hold or retain.
Keep, hold, retain.
To put forth strength. Use one strength to restrain.
Right, so that means they're going to be aggressive and desperate, so to speak. Right. That's the last part of it.
Yeah, so it says to put forth strength, use one strength to withstand, to hold strongly with. So in the Hebrew Chaldean lexicon, it reads to tie fast, to bind strongly.
Yep, tie fast to bind. So read the scripture again.
Yeah, so this is Isaiah 4:1.
We're going to read the last thing you just read.
Yeah, it says, "And in that day 7 women shall take hold of one man, saying, we will eat our own bread and wear our own apparel. Only let us be called by thy name to take away our reproach."
Yeah, so you have a bunch of women binding themselves, read the definition, to one man, the prophet of the Lord. Because if they bind themselves to 2/3 or dude that don't know the scriptures, they're subject to be persecuted and put to death. But they're not going to be in the hedge. Right? So, take hold. 7 women shall take hold of one man. So this is what the word take means.
Yeah. So tie fast, to bind, bonds strongly.
Right, meaning they're going to be aggressive. You had a black woman doing a TED talk in Wilmington, Delaware, in 2017 saying, yeah, you can read that, and saying the reason why powerful, independent women can't find a man is because they're waiting for men to ask them. Then in the comments, you don't see it in the video tonight. In the comments, they're saying, well, women are unapproachable. So this woman was teaching women to be aggressive, so the man won't have the power. Because when men go and talk to women, the power is in the man's hand. So they're saying, women, you need to go out and be more aggressive, so power will be in your hand. Right? Which is still going on. Right? So basically, what the black woman was saying was, you be aggressive in the courting of a relationship, so you can be 50-50 or have power over it. Right? Women like that ain't going to exist on this day. Give me another scripture I brought out. Matthew 18. It says he is a child. Matthew 18. So read that verse again.
Yep. Isaiah chapter 4:1. And in that day 7 women shall take hold of one man, saying...
Not monogamy. That's an ancient Roman custom. They're not even doing it right. So if in the Roman Empire, you only allowed to marry one woman. But they also practice pederasty too. So you had to have a young boy. So they're not even doing the marriage thing right now. Right? So they tell you got to have one wife, but they forgot about the young boy. Right? That's how perverted Esau was. So he did that to hide. However, correct myself. They're actually trying to overturn that. They're actually trying to make it legal for young boys to get with older men. All right? So they're trying to get back to the true meaning of monogamy. All right?
Yeah. 7 women shall take hold of one man, saying, we will eat our own bread and wear our own apparel. Only let us be called by thy name to take away our reproof.
Second verse?
Second verse. And in that day shall the branch of the Lord Yahweh be beautiful and glorious, and the fruit of the earth shall be excellent and comely for them that are escaped of Israel.
Them that are escaped. Read escaped.
Right? Yep, so the Hebrew word for escape is palayata, alright, from palat, I believe the root, which means escape, alright, being a deliverance, deliverances, escape portion.
The escaped portion. So it should say escape remnant also.
Okay, oh yeah, it says remnant as well. Yeah, going back, it says...
Same thing,
yeah.
Portion, remnant, which means same thing.
Yeah, a remnant. Yeah, deliverance, concrete, escape, portion, remnant.
Yep, escape, portion, remnant. All right, so them that are escaped, all right, 7 women are going to join themselves to one prophet, and one elect man. All right, that's ugly elect.
Yeah.
What else is that?
It said also especially those who have escaped from slaughter in war.
Them who have escaped from slaughter in war. And we can get section as was 16 or 15.
Yeah.
But read Matthew. Yep.
Matthew 18:1. At the same time came the disciple unto Yahushua, saying, who is the greatest in the kingdom of heaven? And Yahushua called a little child unto him, and set him in the midst of them.
Right. The child, good.
And said, verily, I say unto you, except ye be converted and become as little children, ye shall not enter into the kingdom of heaven.
Right, like I mentioned in the video, it's going to air about 5 o'clock. You can't convert and be healed unless you convert to a child. Right? Because you got certain people that used to come up to us and try to debate us and try to gainsay what we were saying. Like you're not going to, unless you convert and believe what we're saying, you're never going to understand the truth. You got to let go of all the previous doctrine that you had in your mind. Right? You got to let all of it go. If you were into Islam, you got to let that shit go. All right? If you were into plantation Christianity, you got to let that go. All right? If you were into the Virgin Mary, Fatima, I believe that's what that means, Mary, and all that. You got to let that go.
Verse 4, whosoever therefore shall humble himself as this little child, the same is greatest in the kingdom of heaven. Verse 5, and whoso shall receive one such little child in my name receiveth me. But whoso shall offend one of these little ones which believe in me, it were better for him that a millstone were hanged about his neck, and that he were drowned in the depth of the sea.
Yeah, because a lot of those people that offend the Lord's elect, they're going to take the implant, and they're going to be subject to that the martial law. All the fruits of that's going to gender from the martial law, which is the time of Jacob's trouble. It could be torture, persecution unto your death, jail. You be assaulted in different ways. You can be experimented on. If you know about Holmberg prison, they test the topical creams on prisoners, which are mainly Israelites. Right? And that's Esau's nature. And when they get rid of the Constitution, that's when the Constitution was valid. That's when it was in full force, when they were experimenting on them people. When they amend the Constitution through, let's say, necessity because of the terrorist attacks and civil unrest and for means of security, what experiments you think they're going to be doing then? They were already, Fauci was already doing the gain of function thing on animals, which I believe was illegal. He got away with that. Imagine what the experiments they're doing that we don't even know about. Maybe when they get rid of the Constitution, imagine the experiments they're going to be doing on people. The abductions. They already know they abduct children already and to sacrifice them. It tells you about the murderers of children. You can find that. Murderers of children, and it probably, I forget where it's at. You can find that. But that was it on that. That's it. Yeah, precept you want to bring up? Yeah, precept you want to bring up?
Yeah.
Yeah, bring it up.
It's Isaiah 13:12. I will make a man more precious than fine gold, even a man than that golden wedge of Ophir.
Yeah, a man more precious. And I looked up precious in the video, and it goes back to prize. When you look up prize, it pretty much is a trophy. You know, the prize is a trophy. So the real prize of you brothers are the prize. You're the trophy. Right? Ophir, it means reduced to ashes. I also brought that out in the video. We're referring to America, or the New World. All right, mainland, the area, the Caribbean, the New World, the Western Hemisphere of the Earth. America reduced to ashes. All right? So the Canaanites obviously knew how to find gold and precious metals. They had a technique, whatever it was. They came over here and they found the gold, precious metals, different animals, and brought it back to the old world. Right, so what do
Murders of children.
They got murders of children?
Yeah. Wisdom of Solomon 12, verse 3. Yeah. For it was thy will to destroy by the hands of our fathers both those old inhabitants of thy holy land, whom thou hatest for doing most odious works of witchcraft.
Witchcrafts. All right, so Esau, he's what it says, you're weird in your witchcraft. Stand down with thy enchantments. And it's one home and neighbor. Yeah.
And wicked sacrifices, verse 5.
And wicked sacrifices. All right. So what do they sacrifice? They sacrifice people. They kidnap people and they sacrifice them.
Verse 5. And also those merciless murderers of children and devourers of man's flesh and the feast of blood.
Yeah, because they might have practiced cannibalism. Or it may mean just killing. But anyway, those customs that those certain African tribes practice, that's from the old world, whether it be cannibalism, sacrificing, right? That comes from the old world. The Canaanites were doing all those abominations. Bug or something. They dropped down. They dropped. Yeah, that comes from the old world, all right? The Canaanites. That's why they tell you that they were expelled from the land of Canaan because of those the sins they were doing. Right? What? No, read it again.
Okay. Wisdom of Solomon 12, verse 3. For it was thy will to destroy by the hands of our fathers both those old inhabitants of thy holy land, whom thou hatest for doing most odious works of witchcraft.
But that's what it's actually talking about right there. The old inhabitants. That's what it said, right? Yeah, so that's referring to the Canaanites.
And wicked sacrifices.
And the Philistines too, which are not Canaanites. But you could say they dwell in the land of Canaan, but they're not, Philistines are not Canaanites. They come out of Egyptian tribe, if I'm not mistaken. Philistine.
Verse 5, and also those merciless murders of children and devourer of man's flesh and the feats of blood.
Right, so that's what Esau gets power from, witchcraft. And part of the witchcraft is murder and sodomy. Which means you have sex with the same, you have sex through a person's anus, preferably of the same sex. Right? If you're a woman, you got to do some type of vile, disgusting, abominable act to get power on the left-hand side. Women will probably have to commit, acts with another woman, get sodomized through an anus, and do a type of murder. All right? Don't think it far-fetched that these actors and entertainers have committed murder, actual murder. All right? Sodomy, actual murder. Remember, they'll go to a location which is totally controlled, and they can commit whatever murder, have somebody bound, and they give you a weapon, and you got to do the murder. All right? They're the lesser luminaries that the elders and apostles bring out, and you can find stuff on YouTube about it. So, all right? But they're initiated into a system where if they divulge what the acts they've done, they're liable to be put to death.
Yeah, and then they'll admit that they killed someone in a joking way, right? To make people think that they only playing, but they really disclosing their wickedness.
Right, they're doing it softly, yeah. But we, on the outside, we look at it, well, not us, but people in the world look at it as just entertainment, or they had beef and then it ended up happening or whatever. No, they actually commit these murders to get on the the good side of those demons they worship. Right? They actually worship actual demons. Right? This is why certain women that they call themselves queens. They don't say that for no reason. They call themselves queens. That's an actual demon that they're worshiping. Right? Some of them know they're worshiping it. Some of them don't know directly. Right? But they do think themselves to be goddesses. Right? You go back to what Jeremiah or Ezekiel. Yeah, it's about they worshiping the sun. Well, worshiping the sun was the worst one. Right? But they're weeping for Tammuz. And we're worshiping the Queen of Heaven. Weeping for Tammuz, Queen of Heaven, worshiping the sun. Right? And the elders a long time ago, the bar, years ago, he did a video on sun worship and music, and he brought out videos from this. I don't know if it's probably not on YouTube no more. But we brought out about a lot of the sun worship, and they would in certain lyrics they will say some things about rain, like rain. That's another demon too. Rain man. All right, so they worship in Nana. Never heard of Nana? Nana, yeah, that's another demon. They have Benjamin made a song that kept saying that Nana, Nana. What's the face? Benjamin had a song that kept saying Nana. Ooh, nah.
Oh, that's who'd you? No,
that's Benjamin.
Oh yeah, oh no.
Yeah.
What was her name? But Rihanna? It's oh no.
Who got
What is it, Zim Zimmer?
Yeah.
The first thing he would say, he said,
who got the keys to my business? Who am I? The girl, them sugar?
Yeah.
How can I make love to a fella? Yeah.
So that's the actual demon that they worship. So it don't matter what tribe you're from. Benjamite, Judite, Ephraimite. If you make it good with a major deal, right? You're worshiping Satan. Right? You have done some ritual, whether it was murder, direct murder, indirect murder. You've done some demonic shit. Sodomy.
Yeah, there's certain songs that if you play backwards, it'll say certain sentences. Like Satan.
Artemis, giving homage to different gods. That's that back
I got a quote from Kanye West, one of his songs. It says, I sold my soul to the devil, that's a crappy deal. At least it came with a few toys, like a Happy Meal.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, because he actually, Kim Kardashian, all them demons, even the little girl, the rich Jenner, the makeup and all that shit.
Yeah, the Caitlyn.
Kylie or Caitlyn, one of them. Kylie. Yeah, her too. No matter how young you are, she a grown woman though.
She the one that be with the bull.
She was with not Travis.
Not the other bull. Big Sean. Big Sean.
She got the baby with what's her face?
Travis.
No. She got the baby with
Travis Scott.
Travis Scott. Who took Jenner?
Kylie Jenner.
Kylie. Yeah. Her too. She got the makeup and all that. And she almost a billionaire or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, her too. She had to do some type of sodomy, some type of sacrifice to get where she is and to stay where she is. All right, she got a $900 million, I think, or $1 billion. All right, she had to do some debaucherous, demonic, evil act. All right, to get where she is. All right, and remember, these people worship these people. That's idolatry. It tells you that they ain't gonna make it to the kingdom. Right?
I got one to back that up. Yeah, I got that one to back that up. This is Mark 10:25. It is easier for a camel to go through the eye of a needle,
which means a very narrow way, all right,
than for a rich man to enter into the kingdom of Yahweh.
Yeah, meaning that if you, it's very, very rare you want to have a rich person, multi-millionaire, 5 million and up, that's going to be able to fully be engrossed in His word. Very, very rare. That's why these actors, entertainers, these inventors, right? They've all sold their souls to Satan. Right? Would you finish your point?
Yeah.
Your previous point too? You finished with that?
Yeah.
You have another point you want to make?
Oh yeah, like and then like we was going like that's it's a particular god like the Ilnada, the Kali, you know, which is like that goddess of death. Look, Kali, if we show it on the screen, and she got heads of man and stuff. Like beheaded and stuff, and like you see, like the girls, they always sticking their tongue out. You know, they be always sticking their tongue out. Yeah, you know, and the women, they be obviously up to a lot of that. That's a goddess of death. You know, I believe that's the same spirit god of that. What is it? I gotta get the old ancient Greek version of it. But these are these gods being coming back over and over. Right, considered to be a master of death. Cali, like you got like, you know, Tupac with that California love. That's what California know how to party. All of that, that's giving, of course, homage to these different demons and stuff. You sitting there thinking that, oh, it's just a normal song. No, these actual artists and stuff know about these different idols and such, which them obviously what? Who own the industry? Amalek. You know, and Amalek, of course, is going to put them on. Okay, you gotta do this song. And you gotta do this video. Yeah, you gotta do this song, and in the video, you have to make sure that you show the practice of this idolatrous worship. You know, like these straight up music videos be straight up rituals and stuff. You know what I mean? Like you seen like Tupac and our DMX and the blood on Flesh in My Flesh cover. You know what I mean? Eminem, I think he had to do something on. He had to pose in some blood or something like that too. And stuff. Yeah, these are all occult, you know, or hidden knowledge practices and stuff.
Yeah. That's for like hip hop and R&B.
Yeah.
When you were alternative rock or rock, you pretty much just say that you worship Satan.
Yeah.
They didn't say you worship Satan directly.
Yeah. Yup. Like what's that? The Dio. That's that. It's like going into like the Led Zeppelin and all of
Led Zeppelin
and all of that. You know, they going up straight up Boffies and all of that. You know, you know, and then you know, oh no, they not worshiping. Like I remember a woman, she into that type of music, you know, ex-demon. She like, yeah, he's not a Satan worshiper. You don't believe in all of that stuff. Yeah, he is. You can clearly say, why is he just? Oh, it's just an act. It's not just an act. Are you serious?
Manson.
Yeah, Marilyn Manson. You know, a lot in that whole like all the emo and like hardcore. You know, post-hardcore, all of the heavy metal and all of that. You know, the stuff is going back to Satan and stuff. Heavy demons being plucked on you and stuff, want to kill yourself, cut yourself up. In which all these things go back to him and stuff, you know, which was into the very high into the witchcraft. what we got the law that tell us not to make any cuttings in the flesh, any markings of the dead. Why? Because them Hamites over there were doing them different customs and stuff, and we're supposed to not follow after them different customs while we're in the land. You know?
And if you could listen to this music today, and it don't for more than 5 minutes, and it don't vex your spirit, then you in the wrong spirit. When I listen to it, it gives me a headache. I can't listen to it for more than 5 minutes. All they talk about is adultery, killing, stealing, a whole bunch of abominable works. It's really spiritual poison.
Yeah, when they say these songs, they got good hooks, like in rock, alternative rock, whatever.
Yeah.
They're talking about problems they're having with those demons too.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Like Space from My Head. I think Linkin Park.
Yeah.
Space from My Head. Why is he fucking need space for his fucking head? Because he has demons on him that are fucking with him.
Yep.
And he put it on a record.
Yeah.
Space for his head.
Yeah.
You're gonna be definitely.
Yeah.
Who the fuck are you talking about? He's trying to get these damn demons and he's yelling, he's raging and all that. Because those are, because he's trying to stay the fuck alive, man.
Yeah,
and then you look up these festivals, rock and roller dudes, man. I'm like, if you look at the Queen of the Damn soundtrack, a lot of those artists are fucking dead, man.
Damn.
A lot of them, I was doing research, I was like, this dude overdosed, this dude just died. Like, what the fuck?
That's what it is.
Like, damn.
Yeah.
So, I mean, hey, it's not just music. It's more than music. All right? Rock and roll, alternative, rock, experimental, hip-hop, R&B. It's the same shit. They're just saying it they say it in a different way. But the cadence is the same. They talk about the problems they have. It's about to do some shit they did. They murdered somebody. Or they almost got murdered. Or they had to murder somebody. Or they had to take it up their ass. All right? That's what it is. And it's in the scriptures. It clearly tells you that they had to, that they were murderers of children. That they made a covenant with death. I want to get that one too.
Oh yeah, that's it.
Disannul.
Yeah.
This Zephaniah 1:4, it says, I will also stretch out my hand upon Judah and upon all the inhabitants of Jerusalem, and I will cut off the remnant of Baal from this place.
I will cut off the remnant of Baal. I believe Baal means Lord.
Yeah.
Lord.
Yeah. The Lord.
So when they worship these idols, these demons, it's the same way we feel about the Lord. This is how they feel about those demons. So don't try to. Well, that's how you know how strong the power is. How we feel about Yahushua and the truth is how they feel about those demons, because they actually give them power. So if the shit keep working, they feel more drawn and attached. And remember, they don't have any say righteous morals. So their morals are based upon their success. You know. So,
and I will cut off the remnant of Baal from this place, and the name of the Chemarims with the priest. Yeah, and then that word Chemarims means idolatrous priest, which goes in the word Kamar.
Idolatrous priest. Which if they're talking about priests that are set up, like you say, somebody's handler or whatever, that'll take someone that's getting initiated and they'll lead them to do the proper sacrifices. All right. Like I say, that we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, the spiritual wickedness in higher places. All right. Because spiritual wickedness in higher places, they'll, if you're successful, they'll allow you to get rich. All right. Because you have people with a certain amount of talent, but they don't have a vehicle to move their talent. This is why people sell out. Right? Because they don't have the vehicle. They might have a little bit of talent or a lot of talent, but they don't have a machine or the vehicle to move them forward so they can become very extremely popular. Not like the baby and the other baby dude.
Lil Baby.
Huh?
Lil Baby.
Lil Baby. Like you got the baby and you got Lil Baby. All right? They became popular when they were local first, but they got attached to a machine. And the machine pushed them forward, so they had to do, sacrifices. Yeah. Do sacrifices to, you might think they're tough, got the chains on, clothes, whatever, flashy clothes or whatever. But them lips has probably sucked the damn dick. Right? All in the fucking camera and shit. Like, come on, dude, man. I know you you're not, somebody already touched you already, right? You're too damn popular, all right?
You're gonna do all that, and you still get put to death.
Yeah. If you don't do it right, or you fuck up, or they just want to get rid of you. You know?
Because you only got a certain period of time when you can reign. They're gonna put you to death like they did all the other hundreds of rappers that sold they sold.
Yeah, I remember when Paul Walker got murdered. I was thinking Illuminati killed his ass. Because he was becoming a really top level actor.
Yep.
Him in the race car, I think he did something to his car or whatever, and made the shit accelerate, smash into something. I'm thinking. I don't think that was no damn. He just speed.
Nah, yeah.
I think they killed.
Who knows? Yeah, it could have been like the passenger because I believe he had someone with him.
Was it Tyrese?
No, I think Paul Walker was the passenger.
Oh, he was?
I don't remember. And the race car dude was actually driving.
Oh.
I'm not sure, but we can look it up. But either way, man, one of them. But they both died, so. Or they could have lied, and it was maybe one person in the car. They had a body already set up in the car. I don't put nothing past Esau, man.
If you got,
just trying to kill him, trying to kill Paul Walker.
If you got OnStar in your car, they can lock your car, they can cut your car off, cut it off. They can they probably make your car accelerate and make your car stop. So.
Yeah. And with the Tesla, we already know they can do. You can stop driving, so they can.
Oh yeah.
They have control.
Yeah,
over the car.
Actually, there's like this one thing where they were like this one race car driver. He was using like a controller to like drive like a car around like a racetrack. Like just like with like a PS4 controller, so it shows you, you know, what we can do.
Yeah, all you got to do is have the proper steering systems, acceleration. Like, yeah, because like my car, I can put it on. I got radar adaptive cruise control, so I can and lane keeping assistance. So I can turn it on, and it'll just steer by itself and keep a certain distance. It'll slow down, speed up, downshift, and everything. You know, because they got the CVT, and that's what the downshift, the upshift, all that, and keep the lane. And that's a regular Toyota. Now with the Tesla, it's even more advanced. It can, well, it's an electric motor, a completely electric motor. They can just accelerate, decelerate, keep your lane, change lanes. I can't change lanes in my car, my Toyota, but and the more advanced the technology gets, especially with the full electric, they can have complete control of your car. Now, it's not saying it ain't gonna malfunction, because it is. You can look at Tesla. Actually, I seen one Tesla stuck in a loop. Just doing a keep spinning around, smashing shit. Yeah. It wouldn't stop. So it's plenty of it can malfunction. And if it can malfunction on its own, imagine what Esau can make it do by taking control of it.
Right, there's actually videos on how hackers actually take control of cars. You know what I'm saying? Remote.
It's a video?
It's one of the videos that I watched like a couple years ago. You know what I'm saying? With a hacker, pretty much a hacker goes on their laptop and they do like some type of stuff. With,
break into the firewall.
Yeah, break into the system, the software systems, and they're able to get the cars again going to the highway.
Accelerate, decelerate, tell them to go to a waypoint.
Pretty much everything, unlock doors. Pretty much do whatever you would normally do by hand with a car. Right. They could do it remotely.
Yeah, they showed a lot of that in that game Watch Dogs. You know, Aiden Pierce or like that can be hacked. That's not like science fiction. That's not far from reality. Like basically everything's on like some sort of grid. Everything's on some sort of like network. So everything's pretty much hackable at some degree, right? So
you know, Cyberpunk. Keanu Reeves and the main character's minds are merging together apparently. So his mind was on the Keanu Reeves' mind was on a shard or something or a chip. And it was merging with the dude's mind, so I guess Keanu Reeves was going to help him out throughout the game. But that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to find a way, which they ain't going to be able to do, to put your mind into a chip and transfer you into a body that's got to live forever. That's what they're trying to get. And that's what that game is about.
And I'm part of all that. Like that's why like an EMP strike or something that would shut off a grid is so like detrimental to everybody's well-being because like everything's on some sort of grid. Like nothing's like motor powered anymore. It's not like you just start it with some gas and like that. Everything has some sort of chip or some sort of like computer device to it to where like if the grid did go down, like you lose pretty much everything, right?
Yeah, like everything in my house, I won't be able to do nothing in my house. I won't be able to trim, I won't be able to cut my hair, I won't be able to, I'll be able to brush my teeth, and that's it. Everything else went on electric.
Yeah, I believe some.
All I'm able to do is brush my teeth. That's
I believe like.
Yeah, and the thing is,
it's gonna get cold eventually.
If you have a fucking electronic toothbrush, you're gonna.
Oh yeah, well, you
use that as a normal toothbrush. But the thing is, like You know, it's just like even that, like obviously that's kind of like a joke, but yeah, like even an electronic toothbrush won't even fucking work. I mean, it's obviously used as a regular toothbrush, but like that's, you know, people don't realize how much shit that they rely on electricity.
Yeah, even the gas, if you have gas, you only going to have enough pressure for what's in the system, because it is pumped. Well, it's pressurized. It's pressure. You put pressure into the system where it comes from. You need electricity to keep that pressure.
So that's like when you watch those futuristic movies like Mad Max. The only cars that's driving are the muscle cars from back in like the 60s and 70s.
Yeah, all analog.
Yeah, exactly, because it's all analog. Yeah, there's a reason why they show. There's a reason why they show that. Yeah. Which is why they're making such a huge push to like electronic, huge push to like cars, quote unquote, so advanced because they're all chip related.
What scripture you got? Covenant with death.
Isaiah 28 verse 14. Wherefore hear the word of the Lord, ye scornful men, that rule this people which is in Jerusalem. Be ye
the leaders.
because ye have said, we have made a covenant with death, and with hell are we at agreement.
Yeah, meaning idolatry. Worshiping our people commit idolatry by selling their souls to Satan, whether it be directly or indirectly. You don't have to say that it's Satan. It doesn't have to be against the commandments,
right?
The statutes, commandments, and the faith.
And basically, that's what y'all going into with the music. Like the music, no artist, whether it's on the spectrum of rap to all the way to country, like nobody in that spectrum is worshiping the Lord. They're worshiping some sort of idol, right? Some sort of like even the spirit of Satan, like that spirit of Satan is resting heavy on this music. So, it don't matter what range of music it is. It's not coming from the Lord, It's all set up as like a spell to be
Yeah. It's like always like with these awards ceremonies, they're like, oh yeah, I want to give thanks to God, which really, it's just God is just a title. So you know what I'm saying, like he can.
What God are you talking about?
Yeah.
Like the God that's on our name, we're talking about Yahweh. Yahshua. So what God are they talking about? They're not talking about
the God of the Bible.
Right,
They're talking about the other God in the Bible. Like Nana, Kali, Tammuz,
Saturn.
Pan.
He's
a Quaz, Pan is a homosexual goat dude.
Yeah. Oh yeah, they show that. Yeah.
Which has many names. I sent the clip around a little while ago. Pan has many. So Satan has many names. So you're either worshiping Satan himself or you're worshiping one of his minions, one of his demons.
Then you got Saturn.
So Saturn, I think that's supposed to be Satan. If I'm not mistaken, Saturn. Hey, this stuff is real. It's not a figment of someone's imagination. They actually worship these things.
Continuing on. When the overflowing scourge shall pass through. Isaiah 28 verse 14. Wherefore hear the word of the Lord, ye scornful men, that rule this people which is in Jerusalem. Because ye have said, we have made a covenant with death, and with hell we are in agreement. When the overflowing scourge shall pass through, it shall not come unto us. For we have made lies our refuge, and under falsehood have we hid ourselves.
Yeah, that's idolatry. Idolatry. It wasn't just because Israel was just didn't love their neighbor or nothing like that, or they were worshiping the demons of the other nations, the gods of the other nations, and they were doing those ceremonies, and they believed and actively worshipped those gods. All right? That's the lies that Isaiah is talking about. That's it.
That's it.
Habakkuk 2:5. It says, ye also, because he transgressed by wine, he is a proud man, neither keepeth at home, who enlargeth his desire as hell, and is as death, and cannot be satisfied, but gathereth unto him all nations, and heapeth unto him all peoples.
All right? And how they get the people to come here by going to war with their nations. Right? Stealing their resources, annexing them. When you look up the word stealth, it means to steal. So whenever Esau goes out into the world in secret with stealth bombers, stealth ships, or anything, they clandestine in CIA, it's so they can steal. So the word stealth means to steal. All right?
It's the book of Hosea, chapter 11, and this is verse 1. It says, when Israel was a child, Then I loved him and called my son out of Egypt. As they called them, so they went from them.
That's the Lord. All right.
They sacrificed unto Balaam and burned incense to graven images.
Right. Our people dwelled in Egypt for a time period. And the Lord was in Egypt, and he left. His father left. His father went into Egypt to flee persecution, then came out of Egypt.
Yeah, it's like back in the music too. Like sometimes music, like the music itself doesn't have anything like wicked on it, but then the music video is just like complete abomination. Like the Lil Nas X, like that like the music video does not match anything like that he's lyrically saying, but it's completely demonic. Completely demonic, you know?
Because it just sound like I hear it on the radio. It just sound like a regular nigga, you know, whatever niggas rap normalized at this time. But then
as normal as normal can be, right? But
and like I said, that whole pushing towards the agenda.
But
homosexual.
That's basically the same thing that they were doing back, like basically burning the graven image, like it's all satanic.
At one point in time, you could have searched up children's videos, and Lil Nas X would have popped up.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
What?
Lil Nas X would have popped up under children's videos. If
Yeah.
you search up children's videos, at one point in time, Lil Nas X would have popped up.
So like, there should be a censor on a guy like that, right?
Yeah.
But they want kids to look at Lil Nas X and be influenced by him.
And you have parents that actually called him out on the things that he was doing, like, hey man, this is not a good example for our children.
Yeah.
And he said, well, you don't have to click on my videos, you don't want to watch it.
Right. But the kids, they just be seeing, you know.
They have phones.
Yeah.
I got my first phone when I was 15, year 2000. And now children have phones when they're like 8, 10 years old.
Yeah, and it's like they get like the best iPhone 13. Like me, my first phone was like a track phone. You know what I'm saying?
My first phone was voice stream. Right before they converted to T-Mobile. Had a green screen and it was flipped on the bottom. And you had to put the prepaid. You had to put the minutes and text and minutes and all.
Keypad to text, like you know.
A green backlit green screen. Right? Now, and I was 15, but now they get them like 10 years old.
We got kids as young as 4 to 5 years old that got tablets. You know what I'm saying?
Well, they got tablets. Yeah, because it's entertainment and to keep them occupied. Right. So as soon as they can comprehend certain things, we're given an electronic device.
Yeah, and these kids are smart too. Like the other day, like me and the brother, we was just bringing some stuff into my place. I had dropped the iPod. He was like, "What generation is it?" You know what I mean? Like, and he was, that kid was all young. That kid was only 10 years old. He like, you know, he all like asking technical questions and stuff like that. So these kids is like I said, they really, they can catch on to things, and like I said, they can be a vessel for Satan. You know what I mean? You know that person now. Cause I'll tell you this story too. When I was like in the jiu-jitsu teaching and stuff, you had this one kid. This kid was like. He was all over this one other kid, a boy on boy and stuff, and then he was like, I think he wanted to have something that was pertaining to a girl, or have it on or something. And we were like, well, you can't do that. And we were saying, and he was like, what, Mike? But we had to kind of stop. You know what I mean? Because you know, you have a business, and then if you can, you know, you might stand for something that you believe is right. You might could lose a customer. But we pretty much made the point that, like, look, this is something that's, you got to be masculine. You can't be like that. Because he started acting like a certain way and stuff, too. You know what I mean? Weird. You know, and he was young. I didn't even know. I'm like, the kid, I think the kid probably was only like 11 years old. You know, and he was like, you could see him be a little feminine and stuff like that. But he was more leaning towards that left, you know? And like I say, he was weak, you know? Like, hey, men got to be men, you know what I mean? That's what the Lord made us to do, you know what I mean? Yeah, Isaiah 26 tell us that, so remember yourselves, show yourself. I got it. This is Isaiah chapter 46 and verse, Yeah, 8. It says, remember this and show yourselves men
means masculinity. You look that word up, the word is masculine. Masculine. Traits that pertain to men.
Bring it again to mind, O ye transgressors. Yeah, so we have to bring it back, return it to our mind, because especially, you know, being as Gentiles amongst these nations, where taking their different customs, and then now it's normalized. All right, you could be this way. You could have long hair. You know what I mean? You could wear, like you said, I just seen the other day, man, at a bus stop, this dude, there was a boy, it definitely was a boy, like gender-wise, born as a male, had some short shorts, lipstick, like some combat boot type short, like shoes on, and like his hair all like with some type of thing on there, like, you know, like how I grow, yeah, bun and all that. And I'm like, what the hell is that? And then the brother was talking about even a little bit earlier, you know, there's all these different trends across people, these beyond people that's out here, and they trying to, of course, be aggressively seeking actual straight up men, you know what I mean? But obviously they're not actually, you know, exactly what they're supposed to be. You know what I mean? Yeah, you know, they said they tricking you. You know what I mean? Like I said, I never forget when the Eagles won the Super Bowl, and I waited for a bus trying to get up to the Northeast, and literally I had got in the car. Dude said he'd give me a ride down the street. I don't advise you to jump in the car with strange people. Got in the car. Dude said, I'm looking for somebody with a horse. I said, I don't know who that is. I don't know where you gonna find that at. Oh, I'm from Jersey. And I'm like, what? Yeah. I look at the dude's neck. Like I said, at first glance, you would have thought it was a girl. I looked at the neck. It was like Adam apples. I looked at the hands. It was like big, like he's probably bigger than mine. Dude had like dreadlocks or something like that, and kept just basically giving that like a cat call, or like saying, look, listen, this is what I want. I'm trying to have sex tonight. And the Lord got me out of that situation. I basically did as, like I said, I did as politely I could do. I'm not interested in that, and the dude just dropped me off, and I was happy. Because, you know, you don't want to get in a situation where you're in the car with a strange man trying to, like I say, take you. You know what I mean? But yeah, this is Babylon. You know, the mother of all harlots. You know, and all this confusion is out here. Perverse spirit is out here. As Isaiah tells you. Yeah.
Genesis 1 verse 27. So God created man in his own image.
Yeah.
In the image of God, he created him. Male and female created he them.
Male and female created he them. So continue reading.
Verse 28, and God blessed them, and God said unto them, be fruitful and multiply.
Right. Be fruitful and multiply. Right? Male and female created he them. And be fruitful and multiply. All right? So it's against nature. All right? It tells you in Romans, the first chapter. It tells you about the men with men, women leaving the natural use of women. Do things unseemly or not proper. And they're going to tell you them to commit such things are worthy of death. So that's going to be the judgment. And that's another reason why Babylon and America is going to be burnt. All right? For all the witchcraft, like we were saying, you know, hip hop, they do, you know, kind of indirectly. Then I do the music video, rock and roll, alternative. They tell you directly they worship Satan. You know, all these things is a compilation of why Babylon and America is going to be destroyed.
Be fruitful and multiply and replenish the earth and subdue it and have dominion over the fish of the sea and over the fowl of the air and over every living thing that moves upon the earth.
So man has dominion over the earth. And now Esau, he's taking the dominion and put the world in slavery through his monetary system and through his war machine, through his financial system and through his war machine. Esau has enslaved the whole earth. All right? So do you have it? Yeah.
This is Isaiah 13 and 6. It says, if he have need of thee, he will deceive thee, and he will smile upon thee and put thee in hope. He will speak thee fear and say, what is thou? Right, but my point was in verse 4 where it says, if thou be for his prophet, the way I was talking about earlier, if thou be for his prophet, he will use thee, but if thou have nothing, he will forsake thee.
Yeah. So if you're useful, he'll use you for what he needs you for. Right. All right. And if you want to spend time to get rid of you or sacrifice you, he's going to do that. All right. Romans 1st chapter.
Top.
Natural use.
It's like verse 26.